sorry. Are you okay?
No, I'm not, actually.
What's wrong?
Sorry.
Today, drinks and tears are flowing in Orange County. Love is blossoming in paradise.
Cheers to a beautiful future and happiness.
And Nina Parker is here to catch us up on her show, Dating No Filter.
My shade is, non-denominational.
Yeah.
This is your reality check.
Don't hear gossip unless you hear it from me.
Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday, and we are bringing you the good stuff. I'm your host, Lyndsey Rodrigues. Welcome to Reality Check. Today, I am joined by a very good friend of the show, People.com writer and reporter, Dave Quinn.
Hey!
He's back. And joining us is the lovely host of E's Nightly Pop and Dating No Filter, Nina Parker. Welcome. We are thrilled. First time being on this show.
Yes.
We're very excited to chat with you.
I'm excited to be here.
And guys, remember, every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, a Reality Check tweets out a question of the day at People. So make sure you go check it out. And then at the end of the show, we will reveal what you said. So today we are asking about the most shocking moment from last night's Bachelor in Paradise. You got a few to choose from, so go get voting. And then, guys, we have so much to talk about today. So why don't we get right into our top 5. At number 5, congratulations are in order because Erin Foster is engaged to businessman Simon Tickman. And it seems like she might have predicted this back in June when she told People, quote, "This could be the summer," regarding her engagement. The barely famous star shared a post-proposal snap on Instagram with a very funny self-deprecating caption saying, "How on earth did I pull this off?" And her older sister Sarah also shared the news with us using a joke as well. So under the photo of her sister and the huge diamond, she wrote, "Ladies, I guess the moral of the story is stay crazy because apparently it gets you a ring." I beg to differ. Now, as an Aussie, I'm a huge fan of self-deprecating humor, as you just witnessed.
Yeah.
What is your take on it? Because sometimes Americans, not so much.
I think if it's rooted in, like, if you really are secure, I know some people who are extremely secure and they can make fun of themselves. It's just when it feels like that tone of like, ooh, she needs therapy. Like, do we need to put a GoFundMe together to get her some help?
Well, I think it works for them because they've really kind of built
Right.
this as their brand. Barely Famous had that same sort of
Yes,
spin
I
to
miss
it.
that show.
They're hilarious
They seem
on
happy.
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always trolling Catherine McPhee, you
Yes,
know, and
their
like,
stepmom
in a
who's
really
younger than
fun
them.
way. Yeah. So
Exactly.
I'm so happy for her, though.
Me
I
too.
love.
Me
Yeah,
too.
let us know how you pulled it off, girl.
Totally. I mean, she's also been really open about her search for the perfect man, and
Yeah.
so I'm just thrilled for her. So, Erin, congratulations. At number 4. Sheena Shea is not backing down from the haters. The Vanderpump Rules star addressed the critics who took issue with her most recent Instagram posts. So on Monday, Sheena posted an image of herself with her little sister Courtney dressed up as a dominatrix, and a follower commented, "You're like 35. Who dresses like that at your age?" And Sheena responded sarcastically, "Right, so don't go to costume parties? Got it, LOL." Now, look, Nina, it's no secret that public figures get, they just get hated on no matter what they do. In your opinion, what is the best way to engage with this? Or like, do you engage with it? Do you just let it slide?
It depends on the mood I'm in. Sometimes somebody needs a good read. You know what I mean? I read them, I wait like 15 minutes, let it marinate, then I block them. So then now you're a part of the block party. So
okay.
Yeah, it's a whole method. This is like a 1-2 punch. But I think it depends. Most of the time I don't have energy for it. And most of the time you can read right through it. Like it's not ever really clever. And it's always usually from someone who has a private page or no profile picture
no profile
up.
picture.
Yeah, most of the people who are living a good life don't have the time to spend. Like, girl, there is no age for a dominatrix if you know anything about it. I mean, most people are over 35 doing it. So
thank you.
I suggest
Yes.
you get on board.
Hell yeah. I agree with you. I agree. And number 3, a bride in need deserves a dress indeed. Real Housewife of Orange County's Tamra Judge is giving away the wedding dress she wore to marry her ex-husband Simon Barney in 1998. Tamra posted about the giveaway on Instagram Wednesday, a day after the dress showed up on last night's episode of Real Housewives. So Dave, can you give us a bit more insight into this?
Yeah, so Tamra's mom had actually been carrying the dress around from like apartment to apartment. So they found it when Tamra's mom was moving, and Tamra was like, "This is actually a really pretty dress." So now she's kind of built this whole Instagram contest. Like if somebody wants a size 2 wedding dress, she's gonna find the right right person for it and give it to them for free. I think it's a sweet deal.
Nina, what do you reckon? I mean, fashion is very cyclical. So do you think a dress from 1998 could still be appropriate in 2019?
I don't really go by the rules of like that kind of, I'm not like the fashion guru. I'm like, girl, if it makes you feel good, you like it, I love it for you. Do what makes you feel good, what makes you feel like the powerful woman that you are. I don't go by like, oh, this was from 19. If I want to put on some clogs, girl, I'm gonna put on some clogs and I dare somebody to say something. So, you know, unless it's Crocs, we don't do that. But other than that.
And also, how good were the 90s? I would take a 90s wedding dress in a heartbeat.
Classic. It's so beautiful.
I think you use it as a basis and then alter it to something else.
I think someone could definitely remix this and make it really hot. It might not. They could even wear it as like an out gown or something. So I think it can be fine.
I think it's such a nice gesture,
It's
Tamara.
memorabilia. It's Real Housewives memorabilia. For anything, I would just want to keep it.
Totally.
But, you know, maybe we'll give it over to Foster. She's getting married.
Oh my God,
That's who needs it.
At number 2, in less happy marriage news, Miley Cyrus is trying to focus on herself after separating from her husband, Liam Hemsworth. Days after the couple announced their split, Miley released a heartbreaking new ballad that seems to reveal her side of the breakup. The source tells People exclusively that Miley doesn't talk about him much and is not dwelling in the past, and Liam definitely doesn't seem to be dwelling on the past either, because per documents obtained by People, the actor has filed for divorce from the pop star, citing irreconcilable differences. Guys, do we think this really is the end for the couple? Once you've filed the papers, can you take them back?
I mean, we've seen it happen.
Yeah,
I mean, it's set in stone. You know, this is a filing, so there's no ruling on the divorce. So that's something that could potentially happen, and we've seen it happen before.
Okay.
But I think for Liam right now, seeing Miley have this hot girl summer, being out in Lake Como, writing a song talking about whiskey and pills, I think we may have hit a ceiling for him. He has kind of been quiet in this whole situation. This spoke in volumes, though.
Yeah.
So I think this might be the end of that era.
Oh, I mean, on the plus side, now he's available.
Well, that's true. But it is sad to see them go. And I think that Miley and Liam had both spoken about how they kind of wanted to remain on good terms. So this is definitely the next step. We had some sources tell us that, she's a little disappointed to see that he went and filed.
So quickly after
I think they need a little more time for it to be more amicable, because it sounds right now like her team's saying one thing, his team is saying something else. So when it seemed like it was going to be calm, now it's getting like that breakup phase of like he said, she said, which is unfortunate because they spent so many good years together and there was never really a leak in their camp. Like they were pretty solid. So I'm sad to see it's here.
Well, 10 years together, that doesn't just disappear.
No, that's right. So hopefully they'll find some common ground at some point. And at number 1, this one is also care of last night's episode of Real Housewives of Orange County, because Gina claims that her estranged husband, Matt, had an affair before they filed for divorce. So why don't we watch her emotional talk with her castmate, Emily.
With Matt, like we had moved here and Luca was like 4 months old and he had an affair. And we've been co-parenting really well. And I was like so proud of us. And then the other day I like found out that he's like still seeing this woman.
So, Dave, you are our resident housewife expert.
Yes.
What more can you tell us about this story?
This was a huge revelation because in the past, Gina had said that there was no affair, that nothing had kind of happened. She had denied any sort of rumors of that sort of thing. But when she started on the show, the relationship was ending. So we've never really met Matt. We don't really know his side of the story to it whatsoever. And her affair claims are pretty tough to hear. You know, she was very raw and emotional in that scene. She had found a Valentine's Day card that this woman had sent. In his car, she thought that the two of them had finished and gone their separate ways, but it turns out they've been seeing each other for what she claims to be 6 months.
Yeah, y'all would have been seeing me get that interview in jail. So. Good for her talking about it on the couch in a safe environment.
Nina, as a woman, I want to get your take, because it turned out that Emily had heard rumors that Matt had been unfaithful. It turns out Tamara had heard rumors that he had been unfaithful, but they never said anything to Gina.
Right.
What's your take on this? What's the protocol?
I think it's how close you are to the person. It's always a sticky situation. I actually was in that situation where I had seen something and it wasn't a close friend, and I had another friend tell her, we were all in a group, and they told her, and she didn't believe them. And I was kind of glad I wasn't the one, because she kind of cut this girl off, and then years later ended the relationship for infidelity and was like, I wasn't ready. So it's always, it depends on how close you are, and if you feel like the person will receive it well, or if they're going to ice you out after. It's a tough spot to be in.
It is a very tough spot to be in. Well, why don't we talk about your show?
Okay, let's do it.
Let's talk about Dating No Filter, Season 2. too. You are hilarious. The show is such a great concept. Tell us a little bit about, give us the elevator pitch.
Honestly, it's kind of like this. So we sit on a couch and we watch a date, and we are recorded watching the date. So it's almost like we're in on the joke with the audience. So the crazy things that happen in the single world, we're watching with you. So the things that people say when they're throwing their shoe at the TV, mad, we kind of say that for you. And it's fun, though. It's kind of really spotlights being single in the dating world and the state it's in now. And these are real blind dates. So no lurking on Instagram beforehand. They really know nothing about each other.
Wow.
To you, what is the most fascinating thing about the way people date today? And actually, Dave, I'd love to hear your take on this as well.
Well, I think now it's hard to meet someone and not know anything about them. Or, I think now it's so saturated in social media that people are almost intimidated because a lot of people live these perfect lives on Instagram.
Right.
So I think it sets you up for a lot of preconceived notions before you go on a date. Which is why I like the show, because they don't have that, because it's just very raw, which we can get sometimes if a friend wants to hook us up, but it's very few and far between.
That's so true. Yeah, Dave, what do you reckon?
I think the biggest struggle is that people often date looking around you. You know what I mean? They're looking for what's next. They're not really present in the moment, and that is, of course, the swipe generation, right? We all kind of get distracted. I love when you're focused. I try when I go on dates not to let people know what I'm up to and not to research them, because I want to experience
see, that's good. So you can come on Date No Filter.
Okay.
You're already prepped.
I mean, there was a whole episode of How I Met Your Mother about this mystery versus history.
Yes.
And definitely some of the dates that you send your people on, I mean, they have to be focused because they're in high beams, they're doing all kinds of crazy
There's
things.
like an activity always before, and then they go to the dinner. So it's like you get to warm up, you get to try to trust each other, and then you have drinks and eat and get to know each other.
Yes, all the while you guys are watching and providing commentary.
Then, we're shading you and behind your back.
Yes. Now, I can't let you go without asking about the Love and Hip Hop reunions that you also host. What's been the craziest thing that you've ever seen on one of those?
Oh, that's hard to narrow down. They get very intense.
Yeah.
I would say there was a season where somebody from the audience came out and attacked a cast member.
What?
Yes, that was probably the worst, because normally we have security for the set and the cast. We didn't know we needed it for the audience. So good thing it wasn't that they didn't like one of my questions.
Well, right.
It was a cast member, so they kind of came from like behind the couch and then jumped on the couch, and it was quite the scene.
Holy moly, I've never been happier that we don't have a live audience right now.
Yes, it was a little crazy.
Yes, I can imagine. Well, look, we are going to take a very quick break, but when we come back, our favorite Bachelor hopeful, Mike Johnson, he's going to be here to shed some light on last night's very emotional episode of Bachelor in Paradise. And later in the show, Nina and Dave will be back for the reveal of the question of the day results and our reality history moment, so stay tuned.
Somebody picked somebody else over me, That's basically every, relationship I've ever had.
Welcome back to the show. I am now joined by Mike Johnson from Bachelor in Paradise, and we're going to recap last night's episode. Mike, thanks for joining us again.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, before we get into last night's episode, I do want to ask you about Pilot Pete, because we've talked about Tyler, we've talked about you, but it seems that Pete is also potentially in the running to be the next Bachelor. So what's your opinion on him? Do you think he'd make a good Bachelor?
Pilot Pete definitely will make a good Bachelor. I think he has the looks. He definitely has the charm and charisma and the stamina. Bachelor. I mean, the dude has like the perfect family. His little brother's amazing. His mom is so sweet. His dad is as well. And when Peter like grows his hair out a little bit and you see a little auburn red hair when the sun hits it just right, amazing.
Sounds spectacular.
Amazing.
All right, well, why don't we talk about last night's episode of Paradise, because, of course, the biggest shake-up of the night was Demi's girlfriend, Christian, arriving in Paradise, and the two of them deciding to commit to each other, leaving our friend Derek heartbroken. Let's see that.
You're so understanding. You're so great.
The same rejection I've always gotten. Here it is again.
Now, Derek was so mature about all of this. It really is just such a testament to who he is as a person. So as a friend to both Derek and Demi, can you tell us how it was for you seeing all of that play out?
Yeah. When that took place, I immediately wanted to console Derek. I definitely wanted to console Demi as well, but I felt that everybody was going to console Demi, and so I wanted to be there for Derek. I just told Derek, basically, keep your head up, man, and that we have to all understand that you can be a great human being, but just because you like one person, that doesn't mean that they're the person for you. And so I want Demi to know that, and I want Derek to know that. And Demi's girlfriend is like literally the best person ever.
Oh, that's so good to know.
She has the best dog ever as well. Like seriously, her dog is amazing.
That's really cool. It was hard though to see Derek saying like, what was the turning point? If I'd said something differently, would it have worked out differently? Because at the end of the day, it's a chemistry thing. It's, as Demi said, it's where your heart is.
It's a chemistry thing.
Yeah,
it's a chemistry thing. Absolutely.
But it was hard to see Derek second guessing himself because he's such a good dude.
Derek is a great dude. I mean, he seriously is a good dude. On and off the show, Derek is a good person. He's an intelligent person as well. And we all second guess ourselves. I mean, I'm one to do it myself. You know, that's why I always speak about self-love and positivity, is that when you get turned down by someone, you automatically look at yourself. And I just want Derek to know, as well as everyone to know, that, bro, you okay? You know, somebody's there for you.
Absolutely. And then Jen showed up to Paradise last night, and she sort of immediately stirred things up between Chris and Katie, leading Katie to worry that she'd self-sabotage. What was your take on that? Do you think that she had self-sabotage that morning by saying to Chris that he could date whoever he wanted?
Yeah, that's a hard position that Katie was put in, because it's like, as a good human being, you don't want to be selfish and be like, nah, you for me. But at the same time, Katie wanted Chris to know that, you know, she still likes him, but she wants Chris to be open. And I think that by doing that, it made Katie stronger, and it gave clarity to Chris. And whatever happens from here on out will be a testament to that relationship.
Yeah. I just think Chris ought to know that when a woman says that she's okay with you doing something, we're not.
Right hand to the Lord. I know that. I learned that lesson. You know, they say dynamite comes in small packages, and that's what Christina is.
All right, well, there was also a bit of a blow up last night when Caitlyn called Christina out for coming between her and Blake's budding relationship. Let's have a look at that.
What I do and my actions are none of your business.
They're of everybody's business because you are literally here chasing friendship roses instead of actually letting people find authentic relationship.
In your opinion, is Christina just really good at the game? Like, what was your take on her conversation with Caitlyn? Because she was being very combative. Was that necessary or not?
I think that Christina, you know, they say dynamite comes in small packages, and that's what Christina is. You know, she is a dynamic figure, and she wants the best for her, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, she's there for a purpose, and by any means necessary, I guess. All right, besides you and Sydney, who is your favorite couple on the show so far?
So far, besides Sydney and myself,
yeah.
Who do you think of? Of course, I'm gonna say my little brother.
You're gonna say Dylan and Hannah?
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh, I actually honestly thought you were gonna say Clay and Nicole.
Nah, my little brother all day.
All right, okay. Well, look, to viewers, Paradise seems like just that. I mean, hot people as far as the eye can see, open bar, tacos whenever you want them. So can you tell us what the actual best part and worst part about Paradise actually is?
The best part about Paradise, I literally just had like the Folgers jingle in my head. Wake Folgers in your cup. Now the best part about Paradise is truly you get all day to spend the time with the person that you want to get to know, and you see if that's a connection. And there's drinks on tap. I love tequila. And the worst part of Paradise, I would have to say, if you're scared of crabs, like they walk freely.
They do. I love all the cutaway shots of the crabs.
Crabs are first.
Yeah.
Yes,
In fact,
definitely. I love when they show.
I know, the little guys. It's like Little Mermaid. And there was even last night, there was a close-up of Derek speaking, and then there was like something crawling in the tree behind. I was like, what was that? I mean, I'm from Australia. You'd think I'd be used to stuff crawling all over the place. But I was like, Derek, look out.
Yes.
Well, Mike, it has been...
And there's this like monkey thing as well. Like, it was loud in the middle of the night.
I mean, paradise, what are you going to do? Mike, it has been such a pleasure getting to know you. Obviously, we're so excited to see where your journey takes you from here. And we just can't thank you enough for being so generous with your time. And we hope to see you in the studio with Reality Check very, very soon.
I'd love to. My little brother lives out there in New York. I want to see you and see everyone out there. And to you and to all your cast and everyone that watches this show, make sure you make somebody smile this week.
Oh, well, you've made us smile. So thank you, Mike. And we'll see you in New York very soon.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Best of luck with everything. All right, guys. I am Lyndsey Rodrigues, and you are watching Reality Check. Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed my chat with Mike Johnson. I know I did. That was creepy. I'm sorry. Nina and Dave are back to wrap out the show with me. And first things first, let's reveal our question of the day. So we asked you what was the most shocking moment from last night's Bachelor in Paradise, and with 39% of the votes, you've chosen Hannah choosing Dylan. I'm surprised by that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think that was shocking at all.
I was pretty shocked by that. I thought
Were
that
you?
she was going to go in the other direction.
No, have you seen Dylan? That boy is... What's wrong with me today? I'm like really
You are
taking Aaron's
thirsty.
advice seriously, being like, I'm
Drink
being
a
crazy.
water.
Girl. I'm going to have a ring next episode. All right, now it is time for today's great moment in reality TV history, courtesy of Love and Hip Hop. Nina, this one is for you. Enjoy.
Oh, nah, I ain't even mad at you, you know what I'm saying? I'm like ferocious. Like, I'm some type of man. It's not even a word yet. That's the type of man I am.
In this 2015 episode of Love and Hip Hop New York, Cardi B clashes with DJ Self over another woman.
And who is this girl? I'd be damned if you ever bring her to one of our bookings.
Listen, all that is
No, it's
whack.
not all of that.
Then she drops her now iconic line.
A girl have beef with me, she gonna have beef with me forever.
Cardi B's Forever delivery is one of the greatest moments in reality history, while also inspiring her hit single the following year.
If a beef with me, we gonna be forever.
I mean, you gotta love Cardi.
I love it.
Do you remember that?
I definitely remember she came in with a bang. Everybody was kind of, I think the New York season needed that.
Yeah.
What's so crazy though is that she, at that time, she was really begging Self, the producer, to like get her on, to help her with her music. And he kind of chose another artist over her and was like, no, I don't think you're ready.
Yeah.
And so people often still are in his mentions like, remember when you told Cardi she wasn't a good rapper? So I think it's very
Hindsight
funny.
is 2020.
Hindsight, honey.
It's like being the guy who said no to being the Beatles, essentially.
Exactly.
Oh, well, Nina and Dave, thank you so much for joining me
you.
today to talk all the fun things in reality TV. Guys, make sure you tune into E! Tuesdays at 11 p.m. to see Nina on Dating No Filter. You can also see her on the Nightly Pot. That's Sundays and Mondays at 11 p.m. She's everywhere. You're amazing. High five.
Thank you.
Dave, high fives all around. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Make sure you're following @People on Twitter to watch the newest Reality Check episode that streams Monday through Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. I am Lyndsey Rodrigues, and I will check you tomorrow with a ring.